Hello students, this is Srimati C. Ramadevi, School Assistant Physical Science, ZPHS Pedambarpet, Abdullapur Met Mandal, Rangareddy District. Now, today we are going to discuss Physical Science for the class 9 students in the chapter 4, Refraction of Light. Okay students, right. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about we are going to take a quick recap of the reflection, which we have studied in the previous classes, that is 8th and 7th classes. And we are going to take the introduction of the refraction of the light. And we are going to do some activities. Finally, we are going to define what is refraction of light. And we are going to see some examples. Okay, students. Right. Reflection of light at plane surfaces. Now, what do you mean by the reflection? Now, this is the plane surface which we are using a mirror here. Okay. Now, what is happening on this mirror? If the light is falling on this mirror, what is happening? It is getting reflected back in the same plane. Okay, students. Now, this incident ray is getting reflected back at the same plane is called the reflection. Now this is the reflection of the light at plane surfaces. Now this we have studied in our lower classes. See, this is the incident ray and this is the glass slab which we are using here. And this is the normal ray drawn perpendicular to the glass slab. At this point, the incident ray is incidencing point. This point of incident ray touching the glass slab is called the point of incidence. Isn't it, students? What happens when the light ray falls on the thick glass slab when from rarer medium to the denser medium? Now we know that here the air is the rarer medium and here the glass slab is the denser medium. Okay, students. Now we'll see a light ray traveling from one medium to the other medium. We'll see what happens. We know that some part of rays gets reflected and some part of the rays get refracted and some are observed in the on the interface. Is it, students? When the beam of the rays are incident on the thick glass slab, some part of the rays get reflected, some get refracted, and some are observed by this glass slab. Isn't it, students? Now, from this, we have already studied that laws of reflection, isn't it? Okay, we'll take a recap of that. What are the laws of reflection? We know that the angle of the incidence. Now, what is the angle of the incidence? The incident ray making an angle with the normal ray is called the angle of the incidence. And the reflected ray making an angle with the normal is called the angle of reflection. Now we know that in the first law of the reflection, the angle of incidence and the angle of reflections are both are equal. Isn't it, students? Now, what is the second law? The incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal all lie in the same plane. Isn't it, students? You are seeing that incident ray, the normal ray, and the reflected ray, the three rays are at the same plane. This is the second plane, this is the first plane. They are lying on the same plane. These are the two laws of reflection which we have already studied in our previous classes. Now, observe here, students. A lemon is kept in the glass of the water And how it appears now? It appears to be bigger than its size, isn't it? Yes. We observe that a lemon kept in the glass of the water appears to be bigger in size. Right. Now here, when a thick glass slab is placed over some printed letters, now you are seeing here the printed letters, the physical science word is there. The letters appear raised when viewed through the glass slab. Now, from the above the glass slab, we see that the letters appear to be raised upwards. Isn't it, students? Now here, we'll see the other example that a coin is kept at the bottom of the vessel filled with water appears to be raised, isn't it? The size of the lemon in the glass vessel is bigger in size, and the letters are also appear to be raised. Now here the coin is also appears to be raised. Now what could be the reasons for these observations? Okay, we'll see one activity here. Okay, students, see, we are going to do an activity here. Now take some water in the glass tumbler and a pencil. Okay, now keep the pencil in the glass tumbler which is filled with water. Only 80% of the water is filled here. Now keep a pencil on it. Look at the pencil from one side of the glass. What do you observe? How it looks? See, at the interface, you are seeing that the pencil is looking bent, isn't it? It looks to be bent, isn't it, students? Why is it so? Okay, we'll discuss it now. See, when the observer sees that the pencil actually is in the straight position, but what happens when when the light travels from one medium to the other medium? What happens? The speed of the light is decreased. What happens to the speed of the light? It is decreased. Therefore, it takes the path, the light ray takes the path to travel very shortest distance. This is called the Fermat's principle. It always tries to travel between the 2 points in the path which needs the shortest possible distance to cover. Therefore, it appears to be bent here. Isn't it, students? See, you are seeing the shadow of the pencil here. Now, we'll see that the pencil is bent towards the normal. Isn't it, students? Okay. See, not only in the water, we'll see in the other solutions also, other solvents also, the refraction of the light is different in the different media. See, this is the kerosene, and here also the bent is seen here, and in the turpentine oil also we see that the pencil looks to be bent, isn't it? So we conclude that the refraction of the light is the bending of the light. It is nothing but the bending of the light. What do you mean by the refraction? It is the bending of the light. Therefore, we see that the pencil is bent like this. Okay, students. Right. So the refraction is different for the different media. Therefore, we'll see the bent portion differently in the other solvents. Isn't it, students? Right. See here. Now this is the glass slab. Now we are torch light is on here. So what is happening? The light is traveling from the rarer medium, that is air medium, to the denser medium, that is glass slab medium. Now what is happening? at the interface, the speed of the light from one medium to the another medium is getting changed, isn't it, students? Now the passage, the direction is also changed. See here, now in this picture you can see that at this point, at the interface of this point, you see that actually the path should be like this. The light rays which are coming and falling on the glass slab, the light ray should go like this. But what is happening? It took a bent over here. Now what is happening when the light is traveling from the glass slab to the air? It is also bent once again. So 2 times we are seeing the refraction here. This is because of the refraction, the bending of the light. So from one medium to the another medium, when the direction is changed between the between the interface of the two mediums, is called the refraction. Now here also you see that there is a change in the direction of the light, isn't it, students? Right. See here. Now we have taken air, water, and glass. Now there are 3 mediums. Air is one medium, water is another medium, glass is the third medium. When the light ray is passing from air medium to the water medium, what is happening here? It is getting refracted over this point. Instead of going straight like this, it gets refracted. Okay. Now what is happening from when the light ray is coming from the water to glass slab? Once again it is getting refracted. So what is happening? So it is bent like a straight line. Instead of going like this, it has taken a bent over here. So 2 times it is reflecting, it is refracting. Therefore, in the different mediums, at different mediums, the angle of refraction is also different for the different mediums of the refraction of the light. Okay. Now you are seeing here glass slab over on the letters and a transparent glass slab over here. So what is the difference you are going to see here? Yes, on the glass slab you see that the letters appears to be raised up, isn't it, students? Now in the transparent glass slab you see that there is no change in the letters, isn't it? So this is because of the refraction of the light in the glass slab is different from the transparent glass slab. Now you are going to see one more activity here. Now for this activity, we need a tin or a bowl. Take a shallow vessel with opaque walls, isn't it? And take some water in the mud. And this is a marble or a coin. Now place this coin at the bottom of the vessel. Okay. See here, we have placed that coin in the bottom of the vessel. Now you are able to see here. Now you go on dragging it back. Okay. Move away from the vessel until you cannot see the coin. Now are you able to see the coin here? No, we are not able to see the coin here. Now pour some water into it. Observe what happens. When the vessel is filled with water, the coin comes back to view. Isn't it, students? Now, when there is no water inside it, we are unable to see, we cannot see the coin coin at the bottom. Now, when we pour the water, what happens? Where the coin comes back into view. Why are you able to see the coin when the vessel is filled with water? Yes, we know that the ray of the light originating from the coin does not reach your eye when the vessel is empty. Isn't it, students? Hence, you couldn't see the coin. But the coin becomes visible to you after the vessel is filled with the water. How is this possible? Say here. Actually, when the water is there in the true position of the coin is at the bottom. But when we see from outside, what happens? The coin appears to be somewhere over above. Isn't it, students? Right. What is the reason behind this? See here. Now, when the light rays traveling from the observer to the water medium, what happens from the air to the water medium? This is the normal lines, and when they are when they reach at the coin, what happens? Actually, the coin is at the bottom, but the we know that from the Fermat's principle, we know that the light ray always travels between between 2 points in a path which needs the shortest distance possible shortest time to cover. So, by observing the path of the ray, it is clear that the light ray changes the direction at the interface separating the two media. Isn't it? We see the two media is at the interface here and the light rays changing its direction. Isn't it, students? So it is clear that the light ray changes its direction at the interface separating two media, that is water and air. This path is chosen by the light ray so as to minimize the time of travel between the coin and our eye. This is possible only if the speed of the light changes at interface of the two media. Thus, we conclude that the speed of the light changes when the light propagates from one medium to the another medium. Okay, students? Have you followed? Yes. See, the light from the coin in the absence of the water travels in a straight line. The walls of the bowl prevents it from being seen. We cannot see that. The walls of the bowl is preventing us. Now what happens when it is filled with the water? See here. When we pour water, light from the coin refracts as it comes out of the water and bends. This bent beam of the light reaches the eyes quite easily, and so the coin can be seen. Isn't it, students? So, this phenomenon of bending of the light at the interface of two media is commonly known as refraction of the light. Isn't it, students? Now, just now we have seen that it occurs because the speed of the light is different in the different medium. So what do we conclude? What is the definition of the refraction? See here, when there is a change in the direction of the light as it passes across the boundary separating two media caused by its change in its speed. Okay, students, now you are seeing that the speed is also changing over here. At the boundary only, you can see that the direction is changing and the speed is also changing between the two media. This is called refraction of light. Okay. Now you see that the speed of the light changes from one medium to the another medium. What happens? Now, when the incident light is falling on this from the rarer medium to the denser medium, the refracted ray is traveling towards the normal. It is towards the normal. Now, the angle of incidence is greater than the angle of refraction. Now you see that the angle of the refraction is very less, angle of the incidence is very more. The speed of the light in the rarer medium is more, whereas in the denser medium, the speed of the light is less. Isn't it, students? Similarly, we see that when the light ray traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium, what happens? The denser medium, the angle of the incidence will be less, and the refracted ray is going away from the normal. Therefore, angle of refraction is more in the case of rarer medium. Isn't it, students? The angle of incidence is less. We see that angle of refracted ray is more here. Okay, students. The ray is going away from the normal. When the light ray is coming from the traveling from denser medium to the rarer medium. Have you followed this? Right. So we'll see some more examples of the refraction of the light. See, now the duck is swimming in the water. So we see the half of the part above, that it is at right side, and below part is on the left side of the figure. Isn't it, students? So how this is possible? Yes. What is happening? The light is traveling from rarer medium to the denser medium, and the denser medium to the rarer medium. When the light travels from the rarer medium to the denser medium, what happens? It refracts towards the normal. Therefore, the velocity, the speed of the light will be less. And when in the reverse, vice versa, what happens when the light travels from the denser medium to the rarer medium? What happens? It goes away from the normal. See here. Now this is the dotted lines, normal lines we have drawn, and this is the straight line, the separating media. Above is the rarer medium, below is the denser medium. Water is here and air is here. Okay, students. Now when the light is traveling from the denser medium to the rarer medium, what happens? The velocity, the speed of the light changes. It goes away from the normal. It travels away from the normal. Therefore, bottom will be here and the top we see that at the right side. Okay, clear? Clear? Is it clear, students? Right. Now, when we draw a normal line here, if we draw the incident light, what happens? It travels, the refracted ray travels towards the normal. Therefore, the lower part of the duck appears to be at the left side. Okay. Right. We'll see some examples of the refraction. See, this is the rainbow. Now the rainbow we'll see after the raining. Okay, students, we'll see that is because of refraction of the light. Now twinkling of stars. This is also possible. This is because of the refraction of the light. And day-to-day life we see all these situations. Isn't it, students? Now, this is the mirage. You know that on the road we see the water. Sometimes on the sunny day also we see the water on this. So this is because of refraction. All these situations due to refraction of light. Now refraction is nothing but bending of light. Okay, students, you have followed this. Thank you. Thank you, students.